G'day, Aussie bonsai bloke, how you going? G'day guys, well today we're working on this olive, and this olive was put into Laurie's homemade pot. He had a crack at making a homemade pot, and this is an olive that I collected with Rodney 6 or 7 years ago, and here we are. It's had another 4 years worth of growth, and we're just going to get in there and clean it up. There's been some really strong growth on some of the branching, which has helped to fatten up the base of these branches, but it's now time to come off. So I guess you could call them a sacrifice branch. Some of them voluntary, some of them not really voluntary. Some of them just grew like that in places that probably didn't need fattening up, but you know, just a happy problem to have. Although I do believe most of them I did put there on purpose. We'll say that, let's say that. So here's one here that's helped fatten up this one. This big one up here. Another one here, another one here. Actually all grew from pretty good spots to help fatten things up. Another one at the back here. So anyway, it's going to be a pretty quick video. We're just going to chop it back. So I'll get into it. So let's get rid of the main big ones first. I'm chopping them back flush with the branching. Okay, you could maybe leave a little bit of a stub and, you know, maybe clean it up later. It doesn't really matter with an olive, they're pretty hardy. So these branches, pretty big. Don't need that guy. This one in here can go. Another big one in here can go. A lot of big branches. It means that this thing must be happy. In actual fact, it's probably put on the most growth out of any of my olives this year. Been super happy thing. Still a few more big cuts, hang on. Go on the other side. Another one here which has grown from the base of a branch. Can come off. Just got to find where it comes from. Sometimes quite difficult to get in there. And you want to make sure you're cutting the right branch because, you know, don't want to cut something that potentially you could have kept. But in this case, you know, most of the branching's already set up. These were just, you know, unintended sacrifice branches that did have, you know, in a lot of cases, quite a good outcome. It's a good way of saying I was lazy, but it didn't matter. Right, I reckon that's all the big ones that the scissors can't handle. Now that we got rid of that, I'll bring you guys in a bit closer so that you can see the cleanup happening. Right, and I'm just going to go through and chop everything that I think I don't need. Some days I just have shaky hands. I think too much coffee. Had a good couple of strong coffees this morning waking up. Been blessed with a nice warm day in winter today. About 20 degrees out there even though it's winter. 20 Celsius. We're halfway through our first month of winter here. And so far, you know, we've had a bit of rain here and there. I think I had 20 mil last week, so that was pretty good. But the days in general haven't been too bad. Quite good days. As per normal, not a lot of wind. We don't get a lot of wind in winter unless a front's coming through. So, just reasonably chilled out sort of a start to winter. All right, we'll just go through and shorten all these guys back take off anything I think we don't need. And I'll get rid of most of it and then do a bit of a cleanup after. So, alright, I'll probably fast forward this video now. You get the idea. I'm just chopping things back to one node in each location. Just chopping it back, chopping it back. So yeah, not long away, booked into Marcella's workshop, so that'll be pretty cool. Anyway, I'll get to trimming this tree, and unless I've got something important to say or talk about, I'll catch you guys when it's all trimmed up. Because you've seen me trim up plenty of these olives. I'm just cutting everything back short and just keeping sort of a branch structure that I want to keep. In this tree, you know, it's just an odd pad here and there just to create a nice little tree, or big tree I should say. And if you find a really long one, just follow it back to where it originates from and just chop it right off. Don't just chop everything on the outside of here, because you could end up with a long one that grows through everything and it's not coming from an ideal spot. So make sure you follow it back to where it comes from and then cut it back accordingly, as in how long you want to, you know, you want that branch to be in the long run. Okay. Okay guys, that's about it. I've cleaned off a lot of these inside little wispy ones which sit in the middle of the branch structure. If you clean them off, instantly your tree starts to look a bit older and the branching looks a bit better. Still a little bit more to do, but in general, not bad. Pretty good. You can pick out some of the leaves too which sit underneath and just clean them off some of the interior little branches. And what that does is it just lets you see the structure better and makes it look older, instantly older. If you can see the branch structure of a tree, okay, instantly makes it look older. If you can't see the branch structure and you can only see a big puff of green or an ice cream cone of green, as they say in the club, well, it's going to look younger. It'll look nice and healthy and full, but younger. You want it to look older, you want to see the branch structure. Okay, so that's pretty good. I'm going to probably fuss around and clean it up a bit more later, but for now that'll do. Pretty happy with its progress. Back on the bench for another year. No worries, I'll get the air compressor and just clean that off a bit. Seth's been out, collected a bit of moss for me for the tree. So bloody beauty. Cheers, bloke. If you want to check out Seth's channel, the Aussie Dude, go and give him a check out. Check him out on YouTube. He's got his new channel. He's worked on a couple of trees and done some random things and some motorbike riding and fun with his friends. So go and check out my son's channel. the Aussie dude. Cheers guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers, enjoy your bonsai. Oh, I will give you a spin. Give you a spin of this tree. Bloody beauty! Good day, Aussie bonsai blokes, going. Well, if you want to check out Seth and me working on this collected olive and doing its first initial styling, i.e. shoot selection, and possibly a bit of wire if we need it, get on his channel. What's your channel?
The Aussie Dude.
The Aussie Dude. And check him out because we're going to have this video on his channel. Cheers guys, and check out his bloody channel, mate.